Hi guys, it's Soul. I've already had to try to make this video multiple times, so I've been interrupted. And I'm going to show you how to make, fur. And I stutter a lot, and I ramble a lot, and I'm really bad at speaking, so this is probably gonna get really annoying. But just bear with it. I'll show you how to make nice fur, like the kinds I make in my paintings. Now, first, I don't have my tablet with me right now. I lost my tablet pin that goes with my Wacom board. So I'm using a mouse. It is possible to do it with a mouse, but I highly recommend you have a tablet. It just makes life so much easier, with the pressure sensitivity and everything. You don't really need pressure sensitivity either. On my, tablet laptop, I don't have pressure sensitivity. So what we're going to start off with is just this base color of dark brown, and we're just going to keep moving towards the yellow as we start highlighting. Some people, now when I was on DeviantArt, I found that a lot of people use the strand by strand technique, as I like to say. It's where you essentially draw every single strand of fur. That's okay, fine if you want to do that kind of thing, but I've just never been able to get into it myself. It just never worked for me, and I just didn't like the way it looked. So I'm going to be showing you the way I did it. So if you thought you'd be able to learn how to draw every single strand of fur, the only way I guess you could learn how to do that is just a lot of patience. Yeah, I like that color. Actually, I don't like that color very much. It's just a matter of tweaking the colors and seeing what they look like. That's much better. Also, hypercam has the tendency to totally distort all my colors, so it's probably going to look a lot different. So what you're going to start off with is just some... I'm using the wet acrylic tin, by the way. I like using the wet acrylic. You could use a different brush. It doesn't really matter. This is just the one that's easiest for me. And so we're going to have fur that's kind of radiating from the center. So it's kind of coming towards the viewer. Then I'll show you how to make just general straight up and down fur. But I can't spend very much time on this because I have a time limit. Yay. Alright, that's good enough for right now. So what we're going to do is keep moving to the yellow side as we highlight. Let's say that our light source is over here. Light source is very important. It will look really, really weird if you don't establish a light source. And if you don't stick to said light source, it will just look weird. And also kind of make that edge of that highlight disappear. You want this to appear as though it's one tuft, not a bunch of different multicolored tufts of fur. So we're just gonna highlight on the side with the highlight. Depending on how strong your light source would be, like if it was during a sunset or some other really, really strong event where there'd be really powerful lighting, you probably wouldn't even, you'd probably have to tweak this a little bit. This is just how I got started. There's definitely different ways of doing this. And you just have to get used to how it's done. Alright, so we're just continuing to tweak this, so yeah, this is going to take a while. It doesn't take all that long. You're not really painting the strands of fur like you would in the strand by strand technique. You're really more painting the fur in and of itself, just building up on layers. So what we're going to do now is do the low lights, and I just choose pure black because that's the only color darker than your base coat. I like it more. It makes more contrast. If you were making softer fur, this is really coarse fur that you would find on a wolf or a grizzly bear or just a bear in general. This is really coarse fur. If you were making softer fur, you'd probably take it easy on the highlights and make the contrast a lot less powerful. So yeah, there's your basic tuft of fur. What I'm going to do now, actually, how much time do I have left? It doesn't say how much time I have left. So we're just going to have to play it by ear. I'm trying to go as fast as I can here. I'm going to show you how to make general tufts of fur, like not the radial kind, just fur in general. So we're going to start off with that same base coat, the same first stage highlight as before, the same general color, which is this kind of light brown color. We need to take the brush and make it bigger so it appears more fluffy. And we're just going to make shapes. It has to be kind of random. Don't be too meticulous and do something like that. Make it really random, or else it will look really ridiculous. I've seen people who are really meticulous about their fur. It looks ridiculous. Don't do it. Alright, so there's your basis for it. Now we're going to take next level highlight. I'm using the eyedropper because I'm too lazy to find the color again. You don't have to. It's just what I do. Well, again, we'll keep that same light source. Yes, and I'm going back and forth. A lot of people will tell you that's bad, and yes, it is bad, but for shorter fur and for the fact that I'm using a mouse, you're just going to have to deal with it. Okay. Yeah, this is really boring, I know. I'm just trying to make this a little bit. Alright, this is a little too harsh for me, so I'm just going to go back in there with my brush and kind of dim it down a little bit. Now we're going to take that black and go in there the same, and just not as much as with the other one, but just kind of go in there and define clumps more. Because you need to see fur like as a clumps of fur, or else it's not gonna look good. It's gonna flow together, and you're not even gonna be able to tell what's going on. That doesn't even look very good. I actually find doing the radial fur easier, just because there's some structure to it. This is harder. And when it starts looking weird like this, you just have to make more little clumps. That's all there really is to it. It also helps to combine these two. Like, if you have really wide things like this, maybe make little radial clumps in there just to make it more interesting. It's really something you have to get used to. You need to give it a try. Don't sit on your butt and look up tutorials all day. You need to give it a try. That's how you're actually going to get stuff done. And so that's generally how you do it. You can use different colors, you can use it on different things. I wish I knew how much time I had left. It doesn't tell me. Now I'm going to tell you how to put this kind of in relation to a painting. Actually, that's the wrong one. I had another thing pulled up here. This is a painting I did for a friend some time ago, and I'm going to show you just some things. And I need to have... No, I don't. Okay, this is that radial fur I was talking about before. As you can see, I zoom out a lot on my things just so that I can tell in general how it's looking. You don't want to focus solely on one spot of the painting and swap everything else together, because it will show. I promise you, it really will. I have the longer strands. I didn't go over that. Essentially, it's the same thing as the second technique I showed you, just longer strands. And it helps to bring out the contrast of those strands just by taking dark colors and going along those initial strands. I know I'm not making any sense. Again, I'm not good at public speaking. And then I've got the general strands of fur, which I did, which I'm trying to show you. I did this on my tablet, by the way. For some reason, the painter on my tablet PC is a lot different than my painter here. I really don't know why that is. So it does look a little different, but not too much. So that's all I really have to say, and hopefully this didn't exceed any time limits. I hope this helps you in painting. You don't have to copy my advice. You can use it to create your own style, because my style, let's face it, isn't really that good. It's something I made myself just because I wanted to be original and smug, and obviously it doesn't look all that great, in my opinion. So, using these things I've given you, maybe create your own, I know you could probably create something better than me. So, have fun, I guess.